Two women came up to me and said, "Oh, hey, Meri just bought this house in Parowan, so we can all just like be buddies now and go to lunch." I'm like, really? It seems like this would be a pretty big deal. Like, you would share this with us.
So it happened.
You closed. I closed.
Almost seems like the only person Meri wanted helping her was me. And
Sister Wives Meri Brown reveals the surprising traits she wants in a man. The Sister Wives saga is far from over, and this time, Christine Brown Woolley may have accidentally blown the lid off a major secret Kody Brown's been sitting on. A new leak tied to her upcoming book has sparked a wildfire of speculation, centering on an eye-popping figure, $100,000 in back child support. If it's true, Kody might be facing a legal and reputational mess that's long overdue. A polygamous tangle with real-life consequences. For years, fans watched as Kody navigated life with 4 wives, Meri, Jenelle, Christine, and later, Robyn. But when it came to responsibilities, not everything was evenly split. Legally married only to Meri until 2014, Kody divorced her to marry Robyn and adopt her children. That left women like Christine and Jenelle largely on their own when it came to their kids' healthcare and financial support. Christine, who has 6 children with Kody, was never backed by legal paperwork tying Kody to their youngest daughter, Truly. So when Christine moved from Flagstaff to Utah in 2021, bringing Truly with her, the transition came without the security of child support. That changed in September 2024 when she filed a formal lawsuit against Kody, demanding financial responsibility. Since he wasn't listed on Truly's birth certificate, a paternity test was part of the process. The leak that changed everything. While Christine has largely stayed composed in public, fans caught wind of something big when a blurry snapshot of a page from her upcoming book made the rounds online. The image was unclear, but one number stood out in bold, $100,000. The implication? That's how much Kody reportedly owes her in unpaid support. And the leak couldn't have come at a worse time for him. Witnesses say he was at an airport when the page surfaced, clearly agitated and muttering about needing to control the narrative. Kody's reaction echoed a pattern viewers have seen before. When Christine first announced she was leaving with Truly, Kody tried using scare tactics, suggesting the state would take their daughter if she left. He added a whole lot of lies to get his way, the show revealed. But it didn't work then, and this new twist suggests Christine is still calling her own shots. Fans aren't surprised, and they're not sympathetic. This revelation doesn't exactly come as a shock to longtime followers of the Brown family. Many recall how, during one of the show's early seasons, Truly was rushed to the hospital in a serious emergency. Without insurance, because Kody hadn't ensured his name was legally connected, Christine was left holding a staggering $450,000 medical bill. So, the idea that Kody now owes Christine 6 figures isn't hard for fans to believe. Some even chimed in online with takes like, "Christine better use her lawyers to make Kody pay. Because he's never gonna pay on his own." Kody, who has been spending the family money on Robyn and himself for 14 years, has the nerve to say he doesn't trust Christine? The hypocrisy hasn't gone unnoticed. Kody has repeatedly said he doesn't trust his ex-wives and fears what they're capable of, yet he seems blind to his own pattern of neglect and manipulation. Christine's new chapter, and a quiet win? Despite the drama, Christine appears to be thriving. Her marriage to David Woolley has given her a new sense of joy and stability, far removed from the chaos of her past. Ironically, the leak may end up working in her favor, boosting pre-orders for her book and putting her squarely in the public's good graces. As one fan noted, this might just be the payday Christine deserves, whether it's from court or the bestseller list. One thing is clear, while Kody Brown may be trying to control the narrative, Christine is writing her own, and this time, she's in charge of the final edit. Sister Wives, why Kody Brown casually accused Meri Brown of being too clingy. Will he never tire of hurting his first wife? Sister Wives Season 19 star Kody Brown accused his former wife, Meri Brown, of being clingy early in their relationship. The polygamist patriarch used her alleged behavior as an excuse for why he was never publicly affectionate with his wives. The father of 18 was in a tough spot, to be sure. If he were affectionate, Kody would be accused of showing favoritism, and it would hurt his other wives. On the other hand, not showing any affection comes with its own set of criticisms. When it comes to polygamy, it's a difficult balance to strike. With 4 wives to consider, Kody was no stranger to finding himself in no-win situations. Over the years, it became clear that he wasn't very good at navigating the complexities of polygamy. He couldn't make his wives feel secure enough in the relationship, so several of his marriages fell apart. In fact, over 14 months, 3 of Kody's 4 wives divorced him, including Meri. During a recent episode of Sister Wives Season 19, Kody alleged that Meri's hands-on behavior forced him to ban all forms of public affection with his wives. Timeline of Kody and Meri's demise. They struggled from day one. Kody and Meri were married in 1990. Their wedding was a big affair. They had a big wedding, which was attended by friends and family. They'd both grown up in polygamous communities, but, at that point, it wasn't clear that they'd take on additional wives. Meri wanted to have a lot of children, so they got started right away, but she couldn't conceive. In 1993, Kody married his second wife, Jenelle Brown. A year later, in 1994, his third wife, Kody Brown, joined the rapidly growing family. Then, in 2010, Kody married his fourth wife, Robyn Brown. Kody would have 18 children, but Meri would give him only 1. Though she desperately wanted more children, it simply never happened for her. Meri always felt like she was asked to make do with less because she had fewer children, which she took as a slight. Her sister wives would argue that, since Meri only had 1 child while Jenelle and Kody had 6 each, maybe she didn't need such a big house. Both sides of the argument had good points, so it became a sticking point. Meri, it's the end of an era. Meri is the only one of Kody's wives who can say she divorced him twice. The first time was in 2014. Since polygamy isn't legal, Kody was only legally married to Meri, while the rest of his unions were spiritual in nature. When he married Robyn in 2010, she had 3 children from her first marriage. Kody wanted to adopt Robyn's children, so he asked Meri for a divorce so he could marry Robyn. Though it broke her heart, Meri agreed. She expected Kody to remarry her after the adoptions were final, but he stayed married to Robyn. Why Kody never showed affection to his wives? He blamed it on Meri being clingy. During Sister Wives Season 19, the Browns discuss how Kody never showed affection to his wives. However, Kody found a way to blame it on Meri. He explained that, during their early marriage, Meri was always all over him. She couldn't keep her hands off him and would always sit on his lap. Kody claims it was Jenelle's mother who approached him about it, saying that seeing him be so affectionate with Meri made Jenelle uncomfortable. After that, Kody was careful to avoid being affectionate with his wives in front of his other wives. Kody blamed Meri for forcing him to choose polygamy. We had something. According to Kody, the trouble started right away, and the two didn't get along. Kody said he knew he had made a mistake right after the wedding. He claims they knew they were incompatible, but neither believed in divorce. Determined to make the marriage work, Kody and Meri decided to add wives. He figured he could pursue happiness while being dutiful to Meri. Adding additional wives didn't solve their problems, but it masked their incompatibility for a while. After he married Robyn, Kody started spending less and less time with Meri. Meri doesn't need Kody anymore. She lost weight and is rocking a new look. After 32 years of marriage, Kody and Meri finally bid farewell during Sister Wives Season 19. Kody burst into tears when bidding his first wife farewell. Meri, it's the end of an era, he tearfully tells her. We had something. She agrees, saying, we had something really good. Though his tears could imply regret for his failed marriage, if he wanted Meri to stick around, all he had to do was ask her. It's possible that Kody's tears were probably more about relief than regret. Meri has thrived since leaving Kody. The Sister Wives star has embraced her network of friends, adopted a dog, and even got an incredible makeover. Meri recently posted photos of her new look on Instagram. The photos are of Meri wearing a little black dress, a chic new choppy bob haircut, and looking glamorous on the red carpet. "It was a pleasure and honor to spend the past 2 days at the Global Beauty Awards," reads Meri's caption, but her facial expression reads, "Eat your heart out, Kody." $610,000. Does sister wives Kody Brown resent his Coyote Pass payout to Jenelle and Meri? Did they pressure him into redividing the land before it was sold? Sister Wives star Kody Brown recently sold the Brown family's Coyote Pass land for a whopping $1.5 million, and before he did that, he decided to give his ex-wives Jenelle and Meri Brown bigger shares of the Arizona land, which meant that each received $305,000. In other words, he basically gave away $610,000. When he made that sacrifice, Kody seemed like the perfect gentleman. The thing is, Kody might have felt intense pressure to relinquish his 97% ownership of the land. As a PR move, his conduct was superlative. He seemed to honor and respect the wives who left him, with whom he shares children. However, it's possible that he grudgingly gave them bigger portions. Kody used to insult the long-suffering women who watched him fall deeply in love with another woman. He derisively described them as entitled princesses. That rude remark is just the tip of the iceberg, and Jenelle, Meri and Kody Brown are good women. They waited decades before bailing out. They were really trying to make things work. In return, they were accused of parental alienation after their splits. So, how does a man who does that turn into a Disney prince, bestowing favors on hard-up Cinderella Jenelle and the always overlooked Meri? Possibly, he didn't change at all. Kody is turning on a dime. He's played the victim, but now he's the hero. Kody seemed to resent the women who'd gone through so much of his life journey with him, and then left him only because he loved someone else. On the surface of things, this doesn't make a lot of sense. Kody pushed them away and then seemed to complain about them. How is that logical? However, he has his own take on things, and his belief is that these women punished him for falling in love with Robyn. There may be a grain of truth to this. They were jealous. They saw that it was different for Kody and Robyn. They knew it would never be the same. Back in the old days, the plural marriage seemed less dysfunctional. It was often centered around the children, which made it seem sweet, homespun, and emotionally satisfying. The kids got love from an array of moms, and the family's patriarch loved them too. They did fun activities as a group, and lived together. However, the days of sledding and pumpkin carving weren't fated to last. The bad blood bubbling up from underneath began to poison the dynamic, hurting Kody, the women, and the children. The now exes couldn't stay the same. They were in too much pain. Human nature always rears its head. It can't be kept down. While women in polygamy are conditioned to accept a state of silent suffering when they feel very human emotions like jealousy and anger, after decades, it was impossible for the women to really repress all of those feelings. As per Mormonism Research Ministry, sacred loneliness is about women enduring solitude while in plural marriage. Even now that Robyn is in a monogamous relationship, she and Kody are fighting, as seen in the clip above. It's hard enough to make it work with one person, much less 4 people. Kody gets all the blame, but imagine how hard it would be. Whatever goes wrong is going to be considered his fault. That creates so much pressure. He's the family's leader, and falling in love with Robyn wasn't his fault. The family has been through the ringer, including Kody. He gets the villain edit every single time. People don't really give him a fair hearing, but he has feelings too. Kody felt unloved, longing for passion her husband couldn't provide. Kody found it with David Woolley, who's now her husband. Jenelle had the same desires, wanting a real husband, at least some of the time. Meri, cast out after an unfortunate catfishing scandal, was lowest on the totem pole, unable to get Kody's friendship, much less his ardor. It was a mess, a truly emotionally damaging situation that left 3 wives feeling like satellites orbiting around Kody and Robyn, who were on their own planet. In their world, there was a core family: Robyn, Kody, and their children. Everything else seemed to come second. During the pandemic, the pressures on the family reached critical mass. It was just impossible for the Browns to live as they had before, with Kody visiting his non-Robyn wives. He was too afraid of contracting the COVID-19 virus. So, the chasm between the core family and the others grew. The Brown parents are changing. They're in a different stage of life. It's easy to be glib about reality stars, but after decades, the love, time, and energy that Jenelle, Meri, and Christine poured into the family was significant, and that meant significant pain when things ended. They had swallowed their pride a million times, trying to make a man who was in love with someone else pay attention to them. That is degrading. However, all believed in plural marriage, and had to re-examine their beliefs in order to free their minds. Above, Jenelle focuses on what's working, rather than Kody, definitely moving in the right direction. As people get older, they change, and that's a factor here too. The fighting gets tiresome. Everyone wants peace and happiness. They say that in midlife, a new attitude about ego emerges, and a person is just different. They see the big picture, and want to use the time they have left to get along with others, and really enjoy their lives. There's less focus on things that used to be important, but no longer are. In a sense, the midlife crisis and its aftermath also destroyed the Brown family. In midlife crisis, the person lashes out, longing for youth that is gone. They may regress a bit. When that ends, there's a period when a person starts looking at their life with a pitiless lens, under very harsh light. They think about what they want for the future. Do they really need to hold on to the same values? All the Brown parents, Kody, Jenelle, Robyn, and Christine, are older now and wiser. They have lived and lost. They've fought so many battles. The war over Coyote Pass is now over. Garrison Brown has died. These life events have shaped everyone, changing them from the inside out. And so, people are going their own ways, or trying to. Each part of the fractured Brown family is on a journey. The journeys are no longer the same. Kody may not have sold Coyote Pass because he wanted to please his exes and make their lives easier. He may have done it because they threatened to take him to court. However, it wasn't really wrong of those women to believe that they deserved more than the pittance that they would have gotten had he retained his full 97% ownership. They paid into the family too. Kody may have awakened to this, to the inherent unfairness of him owning so much, while they owned so little, when he was the one controlling the money. All of this is quite sticky morally. Yes, he used his money to buy the lion's share, but then again, his wives couldn't freely spend the family money. As the man of the house, Kody made the decisions. This is where the issue of fairness comes in. Now, except for the fact that Christine didn't get a share, fairness is restored, but that doesn't mean that the sister wives star Kody is at peace with his relationships with his exes. In fact, there's probably more drama to come. Meri Brown got in trouble for questioning Kody Brown about Coyote Pass. Meri Brown isn't holding back now that she divorced Kody Brown. In Sunday night's episode of Sister Wives, Love Covers All Wrongs, Meri and her former sister wife, Jenelle Brown, met up to discuss Coyote Pass. Both ladies were in Flagstaff, so they met at the property to talk about their plans to sell their pieces of land and cut ties with Kody once and for all. Meri and Jenelle hired attorneys to battle with their ex, Kody, if necessary. As Jenelle explained, she was ready to pressure Kody to perform the simple, most basic human decent thing, which, in her mind, was to put her and Meri's names on all the titles. During their chat, Jenelle admitted she felt Meri was especially taken for a ride regarding Coyote Pass. A couple of people in the family weren't happy with Meri questioning Coyote Pass transactions. In one of her interviews, Meri revealed that her goal was to get her name on whatever pieces of property are fair and then sell Coyote Pass. Jenelle told Meri she should have been smarter about the Coyote Pass deal, particularly when assigning each piece of property. When Jenelle admitted that she questioned herself during that time, Meri revealed that she questioned Kody about it. I questioned him on that, and I got in trouble for questioning, Meri shared. According to Meri, Kody wasn't the only one who didn't like her questioning things either. She added, like, there were a couple of people in the family that were not happy with me for questioning, like, why is it this? Jenelle added that Kody would tell his wives they weren't being team players whenever they questioned anything, then make them feel bad for it and get other people on board. Jenelle admitted that she went along to keep the peace. But in hindsight, Jenelle is second-guessing herself. Because I said when I gave him the money for the house, I said, why don't you put our names on that title? Jenelle shared with Meri. Well, Robyn needs her estate, Jenelle said, imitating Kody's response. I'm so dumb, Jenelle said. Coyote Pass was redivided and then sold in April 2025. After Christine sold her plot of land to Kody and Robyn for $10 in 2022, the property was reassigned to the remaining members of the plural marriage, Kody, Robyn, Meri, and Jenelle. As seen in the photo below, Kody's name was on all 4 parcels, with Robyn's name on one 2-acre piece and one 5-acre piece. Jenelle's name was on one 2-acre piece and one 4-acre piece, along with Kody and Meri, and Meri's name was only one 4-acre piece, along with Kody and Jenelle. It seems that Meri and Jenelle lawyering up did the trick, because recently, Kody transferred 2 plots of land and redivided them equally among himself, Robyn, Jenelle, and Meri. Following the bitter battle, and 7 years after purchasing Coyote Pass in 2018 for $820,000, the Browns sold the property earlier this month, as Realtor.com recently reported. The selling price was reportedly $1,500,000, meaning the Browns turned a $680,000 net profit. Realtor.com reports that one of the 2-acre plots, in Kody and Robyn's name, sold for $305,000. The second 2-acre plot, titled in Kody and Jenelle's name, also sold for $305,000. The 4-acre plot in Meri, Jenelle, and Kody's name sold for $400,000, and Kody and Robyn's 5-acre plot sold for $490,000. The Browns' dreams to build on Coyote Pass never materialized. When the Browns relocated from Las Vegas to Flagstaff, their hasty decisions put Th.